everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you don't already know, my name is Jenna Van Mourik. I'm an inspired writer and inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. You can find more information about me, my social media, and my blog in the description below. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys books that will rip your soul apart, tear it into shreds, make you feel all of the emotions, all of the feels, and then just make you want to scream and rant for at least a week before you share that book with somebody else so that you can vicariously re-experience all of your pain through them. I have 4 books with you today that kind of tore my soul apart, if that makes any sense at all. But what I mean by this is these books will have a plot twist, something dramatic will happen, there is, you know, a plot twist, a secret that is revealed, or just a sudden death of a character that you really like. Whatever it is, these books are just gonna make you, like, as you're reading them, you're just gonna be like, say what now? It's gonna be a journey when you read these books. These are kind of in order of, I think, wow factor when it comes to level of plot twist. So let's just dive right in, shall we? The first book that I have to share with you guys is a biblical fiction novel, and that is Mary Magdalene by Diana Wallace Taylor. This is a really interesting take on the life of Mary Magdalene. Not much is really known about her, so authors tend to take very different directions when interpreting her story for biblical fiction. But if you are interested in this book, I really just... I read this one on an airplane, I think, and as I was reading it, I was just so, like, distraught because by this point at the end of the book, by this point, something happens that is just like... I really didn't know if I was gonna be able to get through it, but here's the summary really quick, or the synopsis rather. A beautiful girl blossoming into womanhood, Mary has high hopes for a life filled with learning, family, and young love. In one dreadful night, all of that changes. The nightmares come first, then the waking visions of unspeakable terror until Mary hardly remembers her dreams for the future. Can the Most High deliver her from this torment? How long must she wait for healing? This vivid portrait of the enigmatic Mary of Magdala comes to life in the hands of an imaginative storyteller, Diana Wallace Taylor. Diana Wallace Taylor introduces you to a Mary who is both utterly original and respectful of the biblical account, opening your eyes to redemption that knows no bounds. Definitely go and check this one out if you're interested in the story, if you're interested in biblical fiction during the New Testament era, or if you just want to check out Diana Wallace Taylor as an author. The next book I have in my books that will rip apart your soul and burn it to ash series is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. This book is pretty famous. It's pretty well known in the Christian fiction community, Christian fiction historical community, Christian community. It's up there. I mean, it's been around for 20 years, 20th anniversary edition. Well, I mean, obviously it's like 500 pages roughly, so of course it's gonna have tons of twists and turns and plot twists and things that just make you want to scream at the main character, and then the side characters, and then the villains, and then the authors, and then the words. But I cannot recommend this book enough. If the premise sounds interesting to you, if the story sounds like something you'd think you'd enjoy, go and check this out if you haven't already. But yeah, definitely one for the books. The next book that I have to share with you guys is a really recent discovery, probably one of my favorite books of 2018 that I discovered. This didn't release in 2018, but I discovered it in 2018, and it definitely made me have some feelings. You may have heard me discuss them. Land of Silence by Tessa Afshar. This is the story of the woman in the New Testament who had a bleeding sickness and suffered for years and years and years until finally she reached out for the hem of Jesus' garment and was healed miraculously. But there's actually a lot more to this character. Tessa Afshar was a new to me author in 2018, and she has quickly earned a spot in my top 3 favorite biblical fiction authors. She's incredible, but this book, I mean, you'll get to about here and you'll think, oh, well, that has to be the only plot twist. And then you'll get to here and you'll be like, okay, well, Nothing else can happen now. It can't possibly get any crazier than this. And then you'll get to here. I mean, this book just keeps you on your toes and it makes you cry. All the different ways of crying. Any way that you think you can cry, you will cry happy tears, you will cry sad tears, you will cry burning, fiery tears of rage. I just can't recommend this book enough. And this one has quickly become one of my favorite biblical fiction books of all time, I think, actually. I'm very attached to this one. And the last book recommendation that I have for you guys is another historical fiction read, I believe. It might have been considered contemporary when it was published, but I'm pretty sure it's historical now. Yeah, when was this published? Like 1946? So that was a long time ago. It's definitely an older book. I think it's kind of well known, I think, in the Christian fiction community, but also it's so old that I feel like it's really a hidden treasure of the Christian fiction community. And that book is Not My Will by Francina Arnold. Oh my gosh, I matched the book today. Oh wow, that's so exciting. It's green. Green is my favorite color. It's also the color of my eyes. This book, about here, like about this much in, you'll just want to give up because, you know, it seems like a really happy, jolly story. And then you turn the page and just something happens at the very beginning that is like, what? No, no, no. This book, okay, I'm gonna get a little emotional here, but this book literally saved my life. In high school, I was going through a really traumatic time. I was going through a really traumatic time after my grandma suddenly and very unexpectedly passed away. I haven't cried about this in so long, so I'm trying not to cry now because it's been a couple of years. It doesn't really get old, but I'm gonna get really emotional thinking about this time. So just give me a second. This book was one that my mom gave to me right after my grandma passed away. She kind of handed it to me, and I hadn't really been into reading for a while. I was always very into books and stories, but mostly in the YA non-Christian fiction world, and I just kind of fell out of it, and I fell into this very low period after my grandma passed away of just like wondering what on earth is the purpose of life. And my mom hands me this book, and I look at the cover and I look at the back and I think, this looks like the cheesiest, corniest, romantic romance love story in the world. I'm going to absolutely hate this. And I'll read you guys the back cover. And I think you'll laugh too when you hear me read it, because it definitely sounds like a really corny romance love story, but Eleanor's secret love for Chad could mean losing her inheritance and giving up her lifelong dream. And although she worries about the cost of following the Lord, the cost of her own willfulness may be greater than she thinks. Will she follow her carefully laid plans or make the hard choice to submit her life to Christ's leadership? With more than 500,000 copies sold, Not My Will continues to inspire readers to consecrate their own lives to Jesus Christ. And this is Not My Will by Francina Arnold. But anyways, I'm just sitting there thinking, Eleanor's secret love for Chad. Can it get any more ridiculous than that? And I'll even admit, the first chapter is incredibly sugary sweet. It's this charming love story, and it's, you know, sugar and spice and everything Hallmark movies are made of, and you're just kind of like, when does this get interesting? And then you get to let me see exactly where it is. I remember my mom made a deal with me. She was like, you have to read the first 100 pages before you make up your mind. You are not allowed. I was literally told I was not allowed to stop reading the book until I hit at least 100 pages. Okay, yeah, it's on page 120 that probably the biggest plot twist that I've ever read in a book ever occurs. Ooh, and I'm gonna scream just thinking about it because it's so horrible and tragic. And like, this book is completely like G-rated, for the record. It's nothing like, you know, that you would be shocked to find in a Christian fiction book. It was written in like the 1940s, 50s, so. But it's just something, and the way the author writes it, it just hits you in the heart like a knife being twisted, but I love it. And then, you know, and then the rest of the story is about recovery and redemption until you get to this page and another plot twist happens that changes everything about this plot twist. And it's just like, wait, what? Totally throws you for a loop. But like the back cover says, this book has inspired, according to the, you know, whatever, a lot of people to consecrate their own lives to Christ. And when I was going through that very difficult, grieving time, this book really gave me, like, the will to live. That sounds really cheesy, but, like, it just inspired me. And it was this book that made me commit to only reading Christian fiction books for a year. And then after that, I just kind of never stopped, and it took over my life and my living room. This book changed my life, not to be corny, not to be ridiculous, but I cannot recommend this book enough. These are my top 4 books to rip your soul apart if you're interested in that sort of thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made you smile. I hope it made you laugh. And I even hope it ripped a little part of your soul. Just kidding. I'm Jenna Van Mourik, an inspired writer and an inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. On my blog, I post new book reviews every single Monday. On here, I post writing videos every Wednesday and bookish videos like this on Fridays. So make sure you're subscribed to both my blog, link is in the description, as well as subscribe to this YouTube channel if you never want to miss a new update video or notification from me, all the things. You can find all of my social media links and handles in the description box below, but basically if you want to keep up with me on a day-to-day basis and make sure that you are never missing when I post a new review, post a new blog, post a new vlog, follow me on social media. I post on Instagram mostly. I'm at Jenna Van Mourik almost everywhere, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks again so much for watching. Bye!